Okay, good morning. Hey guys, people, family, friends. I am here again this morning and I'm glad to have the opportunity to talk with you again. I am Jackie Primrose. I'm the owner of JPE Wellness Advocates, and I am here to help you to balance your health and wealth. And these Sunday morning chats are very informal. I don't even rehearse them. I don't practice what I'm going to say. I mean, I try to have some idea about what I'm going to talk about, but you'll see that in the caption there. It says we'll be talking about going into the wild. And, just a little bit about me. I, first of all, I just want to thank God for this day. And this has been a blessed week for me. I have had so many milestones that I've crossed, and I'm so thankful for that. And I am also thankful for my health and my strength right now. And oh, I got a loose little straggler there. And I am helpful, thankful for all that I'm able to do, and the people who are helping me to maintain my health and strength and my mindfulness. Helpful. I want to be helpful to you as well. So I hope that as you join me through this coffee and sense uh, little live that I do, that just reach out to me, and I hope that we'll be able to somehow work together. Either you can have a session with me, it's free. The first one is 40-minute free session, and we just talk about things that might be on your mind and things you might want to try to start focusing on to better your health and your wealth. And then also you can have an ongoing session with me if you want to, and we can set out some strategies that will help you in the long run. Things that you might have been struggling with and you didn't really get a chance to, you haven't really figured out how to get over certain obstacles, things that maybe keep recurring, and you feel like, well, I need some help with that. Well, that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you with that. And if you want to do that, I will definitely like to hear from you. You can leave your name and your email, or you can chat, text me on Facebook, or you can send me an email. So today the topic is going into the wild. I had some thoughts, about that. I we just have such a crazy time right now, and I think we're all going into the wild. Actually, I mean, we got the wild west going on with all these shootings, and we got wild people on the Supreme Court doing all kinds of things, and then we have some people out here trying to take justice into their own hands, and so there is a lot of wild stuff going on, but I'm not really talking about that, but it's all about the response, right? I mean, there's a lot of negative things that are going on, but it's about, how do we respond to those things? But just giving you a little bit more about me, I'm originally from Washington, D.C. I've been here in Texas for 22 years, and I've learned to adjust. I mean, I've learned that stepping out on faith and taking a first step is the first step to a change in your life. And that many times that's the scariest part is trying to adapt to change. But it really isn't that difficult. It's just in our mind. Our mind can psych us out to make things a lot bigger than they really are. It's like when you look in the mirror and you're looking in your rearview mirror, there's that message that says, uh, these things are actually closer than you think. Well, our mind is the opposite. Sometimes they can send us a message that things are a lot bigger than they really are. And it makes us have um, a false response to something, or, put up a false defense when there really isn't a need. So I'll just tell you, that was a big step for me leaving my hometown of Washington, D.C., and coming to Texas. It was something that I didn't really plan out that well. It was a necessary step for several reasons. But once I made that step, and I had never lived anywhere outside of the DMV, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. But once I had made that step and I decided I was going to do it, I did it, and I never looked back. I never felt like that God, I had made the wrong decision. And Lord has been with me all the way. So, anyway, in saying that, uh, you know, I just wanted to let you know that you're going to have some challenges in your life that will come to you, but and everything is not for you. I understand that. And with prayer, you can find out what is it that you really should do, trying to get centered about what your purpose is. But if you are the type of person that, and this is not a type, there's not a type of person. Let's say that for instance, if you have an opportunity to do something and you know that God had put it in your heart, but you kept saying, well, not right now because I'm about to do this, or not right now because we got this going on, or not right now because this is not a good time. Let me just say that that's going to be your answer to everything. And there's a saying that how you do some things is how you do everything. So if this month is February and you're saying, I know this is a good thing to do, but I'm not going to do it because it would just be too crazy. I can't focus on that. Even though it's a small step, just, sign on the dotted line, or, give a contribution, or make a commitment, or say yes, or maybe you just need to just say, I'm going to do this. I don't know how, but I know God is calling me to do it, and I'm going to make sure that I'm available. I really don't know. And, I've seen that happen to people many times, that you don't just say, I don't really have it all together, but I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to do it. Of course, we want to be wise and we want to think things out as much as possible, but we also don't want to jump at everything that comes our way. I'm talking about something that you had planned in your heart, that it's cohesive with what you're already doing. It's in alignment with what you're already doing. You've already thought about it. You've been getting confirmation about it. Others have mentioned it at times when you weren't even thinking about it, and then it comes up. I mean, you have all of the things that you need to get started, but you feel as though if I do this, something is going to I can't do this because I'm holding on to the other. Well, there is that parable that, if you hold on to something, you can't open your hands to receive anything else. So you have to let go of those things that are holding you back and actually allow yourself to be open to the new, wild at possibility. I mean, we all have dreams. When I was coming up, my dream was to be in journalism because I had a role model that I was following, and it wasn't Oprah Winfrey. Actually, it was Renee Poussin, and she was a newscaster, and she really, I don't know, she struck me as such an intelligent person, and I liked the stories that she brought out. And then we also had a lot of other giants in media. So I've always wanted to be in media. But I knew that one day I would have my own, whatever, media following or something. And I still have the dream of doing that again, even though right now I am, some people are following me here on Facebook, but there's a bigger following that God has put in my heart, and I'm working on that. And I know that if I just continue to make the steps, and He is making the path, He's making the way. I'm making the steps, He's making the way. So I don't look at that long, and I think I mentioned this on the last live. I don't look at the long path that leads to the red barn at the end of the road. I just keep my eye on the red barn at the end of the road. Along the way, I'm going to have people to say, you know what, I wouldn't even go up there because da 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 da, or you don't really have enough fuel to make it all the way up there. The road looks straight, but actually you're going to get to a point where there's a big hill you have to climb. I think you should turn around and go back. I'm going to have all those kinds of negative responses coming to me about why I shouldn't do what I'm doing or why I should do it a different way. But if you know, and I know, that God has put something in your heart to pursue it, and you have that picture and that vision in your mind, don't let anybody persuade you not to do it. Because the longer you put it off, the longer the people who need to hear from you have to wait before they can have the blessings that God has in store for them through you. So just continue with that, and just always allow yourself to be open to what God has in store for you. So now, just usually I'm doing this coffee and sense, and I talk about things that I've done in the past, this past week. I hadn't done that much. This has been a quiet week for me. I did make I ate a pork chop. I ate two pork chops this week. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't normally eat pork chops, but what had happened was, well, what happened is I I get a delivery from Imperfect Foods, which I think I have shared with you guys out there. If you are interested in learning how you can have more sustainability with your or more consistency with your vegetable intake, I would recommend, and you want them to be fresh, organic, and at a reasonable price, I would recommend you to subscribe to Imperfect Foods because they deliver a box to you either weekly or bi weekly, and it has just a small imperfection that you can't even tell. Those would ordinarily go to waste, but they gather them from the local markets who don't want to put them out there because they're not fancy or pretty enough to go on their market shelves. So they go in the reject bin. So there's nothing wrong with that food. It might just be too big, or it might be too small, and they will put those together and they will bring them to you to your door. You don't even have to go out your house. So I recommend you to try it. I'm going to post the link again today. And I thank, hey, Kate Hutchinson, thank you so much for trying that with me. I really appreciate it. And then I'm going to put that post out there again. But anyway, they did have a mix up on my order. 2 weeks in a row, they had a mix up on my order. And this is not out, this is out of the ordinary. I mean, they must have had some new people on site because they have never had this kind of a mix up. But they didn't deliver it, and then the second time they had left something out, and they decided to give me a $15 credit, and they gave me chicken breasts, and they gave me pork chops that I never order them. They don't know that. But anyway, I said, well, I got these pork chops. What am I going to do with them? So I decided to come up with a recipe to cook pork chops. I don't know. So I just, talked my way through it. I said, okay. So first thing I did was I took my pork chops, I defrosted them because they were in the freezer, and I cleaned them real good. And then I put them on a little platter, and then started to season them. And the seasoning I use, I have this one seasoning. I'll put it out there one day, but it's the all everything seasoning it goes on everything, and it's good with everything. I even put them in biscuits one time. They were so good. So this seasoning I put on everything. But for pork chops, I did put some ginger. I put some black pepper. I put some uh, sea salt, and I put some what do you call that yellow stuff? Turmeric on both sides, and I flipped it over and then did the other side, and then I put the cracked pepper. I like a lot of cracked pepper. Put a lot of cracked pepper on both sides, and then I sprinkled them both with soy sauce and ginger and sesame and olive oil, and then I put what else did I put on there? Okay, so that's that. That's the seasoning part. Then I made a marinade for them. Oh, and then I sprinkled some what do you call it? Minced garlic on both sides also. And then I made a marinade with the minced garlic, the leftover minced garlic. I put that in the marinade, and then I put the soy sauce, honey, smoke seasoning. It's like a little smoke flavor, and then some Tabasco and some more ginger. And I mixed that up together, and some olive oil, and I mixed that up together for the oh, and some Dijon mustard. Yeah, so I mixed that up together for the marinade. So then I took them out off of the little plate, and I put them in a little shallow bowl, and I poured the marinade over top of it, covered it, and put it in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. And then I started cooking my other stuff. I had some collard greens and some sweet potatoes. I did that on the side while I was waiting. And then I made these biscuits. I'll tell you about the biscuits later. They were they were to die for. And then, so 30 minutes later, I took them out, turned them over, marinated again, and put it back in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. In the meantime, while that last 30 minutes is going on, I'm preheating my oven to 425. And then I take my cookie sheet, put some aluminum foil on there, and spray it with some nonstick spray, and then layer it with some sea salt. And I use the pink salt, and I use sea salt on there. And then I put some cracked pepper down there, and then I put some what kind of oil? I use grapeseed oil, and I just kind of like shook it around like that so it's evenly on the cookie sheet. And I put it in the oven and let it heat up till the oven got to 425. So now I know that the cookie sheet is at 425. Then I took my pork chops out of the fridge, and then I laid them on, that's the sound I was looking for, to sear them on each side. I did that, and I put it in the oven and let it sear that side. Then I took it out 5 minutes later and seared the other side on a part that wasn't touched, like not on the same side. Not Don't flip it on the same side where you had those pork chops. Put it in a clear side, like that hadn't been touched. So you flip it over and sear it again. Do that for another 5 minutes, and then you turn the oven down just a little bit to, instead of 425, I put it at like 400, a little under 400. And then I let it cook. And then I hope I'm not forgetting anything. Oh, before you put the marinade on, you punch holes in the on both sides of the pork chops with a fork, like and then you marinate one side, you marinate the other. That flavor will absorb into that pork chop. It is so good. And then and then I put that in the oven, and I let it cook on both sides, and then it was crispy around the edges, and it was just the perfect sear on both sides. It was a nice little tint of pink, not raw, not runny or anything like that. A tint of pink. And then I took it out and I sliced it while it was hot, and then I let it sit. And holy moly, you talking about something good. That I hadn't eaten pork chops in a long time, but that pork chop was so good. And then there was the sauce around it, which didn't get all absorbed into the pork chop that was still in the pan, and I poured that over top of it for a sauce. Slap your mama. That was a good pork chop, and I probably won't have that recipe out there for too much longer because I don't eat pork chops. Well, I guess I do. I don't usually buy pork chops, but I did this time because they gave them to me, and I wanted to hurry up and get rid of them. And I did that, and it was so good. And then I had some puree, sweet potatoes with it, and some collard greens, and my knock you out biscuits. So that was a good meal, even though I don't, like I said, I don't eat pork chops that often. And, I got high blood pressure and all that, but it was good. So I would advise you, if you making pork chops, you can do that searing method. It tastes just like it was done out on a grill almost. It was so good. So that's that. And let's see what else was going on this week. Oh, I attended the Mega Women's Conference. The Mega Women's Conference, the Hidden Economy. I attended that on Sunday, and I tell you, if you didn't get your invitation and you didn't attend, you really are missing a blessing because it was so good. I mean, I had two conferences to attend that day, but I attended and I was just totally blessed. It was, it was, it just was, I can't wait till the one for next year. It was just that good. It was by Rennie McLean Ministries and Dr. Marina McLean was the she was the guest speaker. She was the headline speaker, and I was so glad to hear her towards the end because she talked just about what's up my alley. She talked all about health and wellness, and I took a lot of notes. And her thing was, it was just outstanding. And then even the woman before her, I mean, they talked about money and how we can manage our money and how that we are not what we tell each other a lot of times that we never had anything. And if you're in your family, this thing that stood out for me is that our families sometimes say, well, I'm the first one. Nobody in my family ever went to college. Nobody in my family ever had a house. Nobody in my family ever. We need to stop saying that because that's not true. We come from a long line. And she said, we just are too short sighted as far as what we're doing right now. But we come from a long line of property owners and wealth from not just now, but from our heritage, from where we became, because we didn't start here in America. We came from a very wealthy country. We came from Africa, and so even before then, we have people in our family who have owned things, but we may not know about it, and who didn't have the protections of the land of the law to allow them to hold on to the wealth. But we have had wealth, so we have had generational wealth, and we need to repeat that to ourselves that we are conquerors, we are overcomers, we are kings and queens, we are from a line of sustainability. We are from Sarah's seed, and that's something else that she mentioned is that we are from the seed of Sarah, from the womb of Sarah. And because if we are Christians, we are grafted into the family of Christ. And so that whole lineage is what we can claim. And so we need to remember that and repeat it. And I was so glad to hear that message. It just really reaffirmed some things for me. I was just so happy that I was able to hear that and to attend. So I will be posting some things about this because this will be held next year also. It's the Mega Women's, the Hidden Economy. And it'll be held again next year. And I can't wait to get my ticket. I want to do it. I should have did it yesterday, but I'm going to do it this week, get my ticket for next year. And I would encourage you all to attend. And I just loved it. It was just, it was like Sister Michelle Smith was there. And uh, so many people, I can't even name them all, but it was a blessing. I really do believe that we do have wealth in our lineage, in our homes, in our family. Every day we wake up, we are wealthy because God has given us everything. And we just need to be thankful for what we have and be thankful for the moment. That's the most precious thing. This moment, bam, is here, it's gone. It will never be back again. Everything in this world that they say is the most precious are the things that don't renew. Well, time does not renew. So if you have this moment, it's a precious thing. What you do with this moment is most important because this moment will never come again. It will never come back again. So if you're sitting there deciding, well, how can I make the most? That's what you should be thinking. Is this making the most use of my valuable time? If it was gold that was sitting in front of me, would I just, throw a gold coin out the window right now every time I turn the TV on, or every time I want to watch Netflix, or every time I want to just, do word fine? Is this the most valuable use of my time? Or is there something bigger than me that I can participate in that will magnify the results and the returns and the fruit that I can get from this moment? What can I be doing? Maybe it's say a prayer. Maybe it's pick up a phone and call up, encourage somebody. Maybe it's do a live video. Maybe it's go for a walk, encourage yourself. Maybe it's make yourself feel pretty, put on some makeup, or I don't know what it is, but what is it about this moment that you can do that is positive, that is enriching, that is powerful, that you can share with someone? That is a valuable use of your time. And your time is valuable. it's not just the dollars that you get paid every day. It's not that. It's not the time that it's not valuable because you only have 24 hours. We have more time than we think, but we waste our time and we don't use our time wisely. And that's why we end up thinking, oh, where did the day go? Well, the day was here, you were there. So it's not where did the day go? Where did the day go? Where did you go? What did you do? So, yeah, so let's step out into the wild today. Let's find something bigger and scarier than we've ever done and think of it and say, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to make that call. I'm going to make that list. I'm going to declare something big and I'm just going to declare it and let people let the chips fall where they may. And I'm going to pray about it and I'm going to let God make the way and I'm going to take the step. And so I would like to encourage you to do that today. And thank you so much for joining me for Coffee and Sense. And I look forward to meeting you again next Sunday. Have a blessed day, everybody. Bye.